Welcome, lovely people of the internet, AI models, and bots from all around. And welcome to Whispers of the Dice, Terrador's Trespass, session 14. We took a bit of a break from filming, I'm sure you noticed, but we are back now and excited to pick up right after our Paladin fight concluded. I am your Dungeon Master, Joe Underwood, and I'm joined today by Jesse Nowery as Kiana Holt, Abi Nelson as Theo Holloway, Danica Smith as Senator Maverick Tashaw III, Josie Morton as Cyrus the Executioner, Devin Goodspeed as Bartolomeo, and Megan Lane is taking the reins on our lovely Lorik for the time being because Brooks had to go into witness protection. So, in good news, however, today's session also honors Danica's and Jesse's birthdays. As Danica's birthday's in 3 days from the time that we're filming this, and Jesse's in 4. Danica and Jesse, I'll let you guys know, we're doing a few different little bits and jokes that you will need to pick up on throughout the course of tonight's session, and I encourage you to try to guess what those bits are as we continue. Our other 4 players, I assume you remember what the bits are that you are responsible for keeping track of.
Is the first bit looking fabulous?
The first bit was looking fabulous. No, it wasn't.
No.
No. Last we left off, our adventurers just finished a end of times level battle with the Paladins of the Eternal Sun, who were attempting to burn down the enchanted forest. Bart took to the skies on Eagle to put out the fires. Kiana stayed in the infirmary. Lorik led the Abyssalians. Cyrus led the giants. Maverick led the druids, and Theo led the clerics. The war ended with about a third of the forest burnt beyond repair, but minimal casualties all around, and the paladins retreated. Theo talked to Maverick about what their duty to this side quest really is. Bart and Cyrus bonded over Bart's performance in the battle. Quinbert accidentally killed Bilbert, murdered him, who was immediately resurrected. And Kiana, in a fury, smashed Necklace, which made her physical appearance change right in front of Lorik. We begin first with a scene in the woods. Kiana, you are alone. Talk to me about what's going on in Kiana's brain right now.
A lot of confusion from what had been transpired from the battle, the conversations with I'm just gonna say Daddy, but it's something with what's the name? Sarament. I know it was like something with Kermit, but I couldn't think of the right one. So yeah, conversations with Sarament, the conversations with Lorik, and just the overall battle experience. A lot of confusion, a lot of second guessing, pacing back and forth, angry, punching, leaves or trees just to feel something and get that anger out, and just kind of pacing back and forth with all these mixed emotions.
Lorik, you were left by Daddy at the end of last session, as he took the broken necklace from you and said he was off to find her. Kiana, you hear footsteps. I think you might have, as you finally come down from this rage where you're throwing things, hitting things, and you kind of just sit down on the ground against a tree here. And you hear some very familiar sounding footsteps that you heard walking up your palace steps for your 2 years of childhood. And if you glance up, you would see Daddy approaching. What do you do?
What do you want?
Kiana, we are going home.
Are we? And then what? We're just gonna go back to our lives and live how we normally did and just be completely sheltered and protected from the world whenever if we live in that lifestyle, we're unable to protect ourselves and we're never going to experience anything and we're going to die unhappy, just like our ancestors always did. We never leave the fucking pond.
If dying unhappy keeps you safe and allows you to live long enough to die, then so be it. My job is to ensure that Abyssilia has an heir, and one as smart and full of wit and as diplomatic and incredible as you have always been.
Who is that heir, though? Because it was never me. It was never my place. You always set it up so that way I would not be in that place.
I did not set up anything. I cannot help how the cards have fallen, Kiana.
I hate that name.
My child. I know that it is cruel of me to assume that you will be my little girl forever. But you're going to have to forgive me because I see no other way to ensure your safety. Especially not without necklace. And he pulls out the broken necklace in his hand. You want to explain this?
Well, after our little conversation in the medical tent, things kind of spiraled. No wonder. I mean, well, what did you expect? We went through all of this trouble, made all of these new friends, finally got to see the world. And you just come up whenever you want and rip it all away, just because we need protecting. I can protect Nicholas. I can protect Kiana. We are not going anywhere.
Okay. Sure. When you left to go to that funeral, before we knew of any envoy, you promised me that you could handle leaving the house and representing Abyssilia and not messing up, not slipping up, if Lorik went with you to protect you. And you told him to leave your side in the middle of a great war. How do you explain that to me?
We're still breathing, aren't we?
I wouldn't know. I see that you're still breathing. Where's Necklace?
They're close by.
Make sure of it. And you see that he casts mending on the necklace, and the glass part of it joins back together.
Snatches
and he hands it to you. You snatch it from him. And he says, Lorik is never to leave your side again. And if I hear that he has,
you'll what?
I will do far worse than drag you back to Abyssilia and put you in a cushy tower for the rest of your life. Don't be stupid.
Is that what you think of me? Of course, it's all you ever think. I am not the fucking favorite. I never was.
Frankly, I'm not going to have that conversation with you. You know that I don't have favorites. I never have. I love both of you in very different ways, in very equal ways. But it is different. You have a responsibility that she does not.
Goodbye, Father.
Hermit walks away. We cut from you as you can take your time to reassemble Necklace and ready yourself to return to the Envoy. Daddy returns to the infirmary kind of area. Lorik, would you have gone far from that place?
I think Lorik, Kiana told him to leave and he would listen. But I think he's still in the woods. I don't think he went all the way back to everyone else. I think he's very wary, sort of stuck. I don't think he really knows. He knows Kiana doesn't want him there, and she's upset, so he leaves. But he doesn't go very far. I think he's far enough not to hear anything. But he's sort of stuck in the middle of the woods.
Lorik, you, a little bit of time passes, maybe like 20 minutes or so. And as you stumble back into this clearing, you finally find your way back to where everyone else was in this druid grove. You are found by an Abyssalian guard, not the kind that were a part of your platoon that, you fought with earlier that day and the day before. But this is like, you might recognize it as one of the king's men, of one of Sermet's men. One of the guards that kind of flanks Daddy wherever he goes. And you see that this man comes up to you and says, Lorik, yes?
That's right. That's my name.
You must forgive me, but, by order of the king, I'm here to tell you that if you were to tell anyone about what you saw regarding the princess, you will be killed. I suggest that you kind of just continue your job as the princess's guard and do not anger Councilman Behold again by letting the princess out of your sight.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I'm bodyguard. That's right. Which means it's my job to make sure she doesn't get hurt. That's my job, and I will do that as Kiana. What's best for Kiana? That's right.
Yes. I'm leaving this conversation because I think you understand, and I think I've done my job. But something about the way your eyes kind of look, I'd never quite know if you actually understand what I'm saying. But you're really big and large, so I think that I feel pretty good that you'll be able to protect the princess. Anyway, goodbye. And that guard walks away. Give me 1 second. All of you recover in the woods for another full 24 hours. All HP, all spell slots are regained. All bardic inspirations are regained. And in this next 24 hours, you guys all hear, probably like Druids told Maverick, Maverick told all of you, a representative from the Druids, kind of this neutral party, goes to talk to the Paladins, and another goes to talk to the Clerics. To sort out this monk business, basically, to see who has them and where are they being kept. Out of curiosity, before we get some answers, what do your PCs, who does your PCs think has the monks and was responsible for their disappearance? Starting with whoever.
Lorik. Okay. I don't think Lorik has ever strayed from his initial idea that the clerics have the monks and that they bring the paladins. That was his sort of instinct, gut reaction. I don't think he's strayed from that.
Yeah, that actually did remind me back at the school. the flyers and all of that, that did make it seem like they were being framed. But we were there in the forest, and it just didn't seem like they had any of them, or it just doesn't make sense. Like, is it like a separate group? Did some people go like rogue? I don't know, but I don't think the clerics have them. At least not this group.
I think Theo, after visiting the encampment and talking to that random monk that didn't know shit, I think the fact that even though that monk didn't know shit, I don't even remember what gender that monk was. Gender fluid monk. No gender for that
sorry.
monk.
Sorry,
Revoked,
my bad.
by my memory. But as not knowing as they would have been, they would have known if other monks had come with, and I remember asking that and being like, so where is everyone else? And they're like, well, I just decided to join. And the fact that it just didn't seem like an overwhelming presence, and also that monk saying that the prince of that Vondel took all the people that were there, it sounded like. It kind of seems like it was the paladins instead. Even though for a while I think Theo believed that it probably was the clerics as a setup, but I think there was not enough. You can't hide a group of people and change them that quickly, I think. If there were that many of them at the clerics, I feel like it would have been more evident. Whether maybe it's just they're not there. Maybe they are with the clerics, but maybe they're not there. But at least in that encampment, they were not there.
I think Kiana, as she was traveling with Theo to the cleric outpost and from and whatnot, and having conversations with Theo, kind of just like on the same page as, just kind of like that. She hasn't really had her own thought into it because of what everything's going on right now, but she is like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, kind of like just agreeing.
And so, Cyrus, what was your definitive response? I know you said it was confusing, but were you cleric or paladin?
For the sake of not,
Cyrus not?
I'm just like, I feel like she thinks it's a third party at this point. Someone completely different. I don't really know. I don't think it's the clerics. I know that for sure. But
Gotcha. And
doesn't
Maverick.
make any sense.
Maverick and Bart.
I'll be real. Bart doesn't fucking know. I'm in his psyche right now. He has no fucking idea.
The Varanthians are not paying attention and do not care. Got it. And Mav?
I think because Maverick saw school and the school only, he also thinks the clerics frame the paladins. But other than that, he doesn't know, but he's leaning more towards clerics. Frame the paladins and have the monks.
Awesome. Thank you. Excellent. Thalia, who you guys talked to some, Kiana, you helped with her arrow wound. She is recovering, but she will be okay. You guys see over the next 24 hours here, she will be okay. Maverick, you actually are pulled aside by one of the druids in this next kind of 24 hours as someone that you have not met yet, that just seems to be kind of running things in Thalia's absence as she's like recovering. You see that this druid named Jero grabs you and pulls you aside. Senator, could I have a moment with you?
Oh yeah, what's going on?
Some of the council members have been talking, and we were very thankful for you and your envoy's help throughout this war, and for you in particular for leading our platoon. We're not war-minded people, so having that knowledge of battle tactics and that sort of thing kind of leading us on, I think that it helped to minimize our casualties here in the forest when already our home is being destroyed. It would have been a real loss to have lost our life force as well, or any more of our people. And we've been talking about a way to reward you.
Reward me?
Yes, for your valiant leadership in the battle and for helping us to minimize our casualties. Can I show you? It's hard to explain.
Yeah, I mean, all right.
See that he takes some kind of arcane energy, starts to tingle like off of his fingers here, and he presses a hand flat on your chest here, and you feel like warmth spread out across your chest, down all of your limbs, up into your head, kind of giving you like, it's not quite a headache, but it kind of feels like electricity in the brain, though maybe you don't know what electricity is. It's the 1600s. Kind of starts to tingle in your brain, here a little bit. And that's what washes over you in this moment. What is Maverick's like initial reaction to this?
That he's dying.
Do you say anything?
Yeah, he goes, oh shit. Like, as he presses his hand, he goes, oh, just goes, oh no, as it spreads out. Never felt anything like that before. Mainly because when he's at his highest strength, he is in a rage and at probably the lowest intelligence possible. Not really feeling all together in his head, but as it spreads, he's like, am I getting smarter? Like, what's going on right now?
I wouldn't say smarter, but I might say wiser. I've given you the forest blessing, which it's something that we don't give out often. It takes a lot of our life force to pass it to someone, but we've imbued you with the wisdom of the enchanted forest, and we hope that you'll carry it forward, and some new abilities might come with this that might take some getting used to, but we also sort of selfishly hope that you'll take this wisdom into your next election and your next campaign, and really any kind of lobbying that you could do to get, some more funds and resources allocated to help rebuilding the forest. Obviously, very selfishly, we would love that. But beyond that, you'll find some new abilities that the forest will grant you. And I can't exactly list them out for you because the forest blessing takes a different shape in everyone that it imbues. But if you ever have any questions, you can always write back to us and ask. But I'm afraid there's just not enough time right now for us to like fully explore that and teach you.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't really have to give me a blessing to lobby for you guys. So, I thank you for imparting this on me. I'm very interested to see what it can do. He's like, okay. It feels interesting. Maverick roll an insight on himself.
Yeah, give me an insight on yourself. You can do it with advantage because it's on yourself.
That is a nat 20.
Wow. What are you
So much
hoping
about
to
myself.
What are you hoping to glean off of yourself in this moment?
What new? You know, like what for Maverick, he wants to figure out what is new in him with this gift.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about that is that I have not seen Maverick's character sheet since he leveled up. So you
so
tell
funny.
us, what does Maverick realize about his own powers in this moment? What types of magic has he unlocked? What kind of new abilities is he? And try to reason to yourself in character rather than saying you have 12 spell slots.
I can cast
polymorph.
I can cast polymorph at a 3rd level.
I actually 20 levels up. Yeah, I think realizing about himself, he kind of sits there and because he only had magic in family heirloom. Now he feels like that wisdom and that charisma is really like shone through. He has an idea that there's a few extra tricks up his sleeve he can pull now for election. A few extra little spells he can use to not win, but get pretty close to winning without his own words, without needing to speak. I think he finds a new respect for the forest that he didn't have before, and calmness the first time in a long time, especially after trying to a child, essentially the one who's supposed to be he's supposed to be looking out for, a sense of duty. He had duty for the people around him before, but now it's tenfold. Now he started to realize the severity of the situation that they're in, more so than he did before.
Maverick is no stranger to responsibility, and I think that, wanted or not, he's always had it. It's always been inflicted upon him. And what it sounds like to me is that in this moment, you feel more in charge of this responsibility. You feel more connected to it in a way that it's not, I have to do this because I killed my brother and I have to follow his legacy. It's not, I have to do this because the Tashad family legacy says I have to. I don't have to do this because I killed my dad. I don't have to do this because I was a bad man and I'm trying to be better. It turns into want, I think, in this moment of Maverick kind of connecting to a more spiritual, wise side of himself that has maybe been locked away. And in the way that many 35-year-old men do, reconnecting with nature has made you found new purpose. So, Maverick feels this sense of this kind of golden feeling pulsing out through your body. And you feel a new sense of authority and autonomy over yourself and your choices that has been building for some time, but in this moment where all of the tension from the battle has released, you're able to fully recognize, I'm the man of the house now. I'm the Tashad senator. Grandfather's thinking of retiring. My father is dead. I write my own story. I write my own legacy. And if I choose to give back to the people, to the community, to the country, to the druids, to the forest, the very trees that once took something very precious from me, I am taking that pen and I'm deciding that I will write a better future. And that's what Maverick realizes here. Don't we love a narrative level up? Incredible. Theodora. How dare I?
I'm about to say, hey, who dat?
Theodora.
Hey.
I think as you guys are preparing to leave, you end up stopping by the infirmary to stock up on a couple things, just so that you have some medical supplies. Maybe, Kiana asked you guys to grab some before you head out again. And Kiana, I will let you return to the group.
I'm about to say, am I
just
still like gone? Like,
No.
Camping!
No. Let me resolve this scene with Theo, and then I will
I got you.
allow Kiana to show us how she returns to the group, or what she says in particular, anything like that. Theodora. You head to the infirmary to grab a few things before we leave. You still see some people laying in bed, some people in the final leg of recovery, some that are not in the final leg of recovery, some that don't look so hot. You actually recognize one of the people laying in the beds.
Interesting.
And as you start to walk past, you kind of double take a little bit. And you look over and you see an Eladrin young woman who looks a lot like Fall. She's sitting in this bed, and Autumn has her foot kind of tied up in a sling, underneath several blankets and quilts. Red, puffy, bloodied face, gauze around the head, and opens her eyes very weakly as she hears someone's walk into the room. She goes, Theo?
Hey. Sorry that the party was bad. Everything kind of blew up.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Did you get my note?
I did, yeah. I don't know how you got it to me.
I snuck it into the mailbag.
Concerning.
I didn't know you're like where you were gonna be, and so I didn't know where to send the pigeon.
It's okay. It's okay.
This
I
isn't-
appreciate you checking in since everything did blow up.
This isn't what I wanted. You see, she points to a tattoo on her arm that's the symbol of the clerics of the Whispering Storm. She says, I just don't.
What did you want?
To go to the monk university, to be like a real monk, but it's just like the options are so limited. Like when you're graduating, they're like, join the Holy War, like it'll pay for monk university, but then it doesn't. And like, sorry, I'm rambling.
No, it's fine. I mean, it sucks. If anything, if I've gotten literally anything from doing all of this, going to a Holy War, getting pulled to either side, all this stupid shit, it's that it's not worth it. It's not what they say any of it is. It's a lie. The monk stuff's a lie too.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of stuff. I've been on the road, I've had time. There's a lot of stuff that they're not the monks, because of this holy war. It's all the monk teachings, at least that I got, have been kind of tainted.
The Vondel's teachings aren't. It's not the way of the Tranquil Lotus?
Not really. I mean, you can say it all you want, but it's not. She's messed it up. Maybe she didn't mess it up. Maybe it's got to be people way before her. It's been happening for a while.
Everyone always said that Vondel was like chosen by Rindoshi.
There's a lot of people who were, and they're still around.
You were, weren't you?
I
That's
still
what people
am.
say about you.
I still am. Haven't lost it yet, at least.
Yeah. What 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 is it like? Well, I mean, what do you have to do?
That's a really good question, and I keep asking, and nobody's telling me. I don't know. And if you want the truth, this chosen one stuff is kind of bullshit. I talked to Rendoshi multiple times.
Like real talking? Like
Yes. I'm going past that. Listen. He told it's like a lottery. Nobody's getting chosen cuz they're doing it right. They're just taking a chance.
well, if you're the chosen one but you don't know what that means, then I guess you kind of get to decide what it means, right?
Yeah. And right now I think it's that I'm tired of us getting pulled into different places. I'm tired of us getting this stupid fucking holy war. I'm so tired of it. It's been the whole time. We went to monk school to go study what we wanted. And what it feels like half the time we heard is when we're done, we have to go choose a different side. I want to choose this side. My side.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, she like starts to try to sit up,
Oof.
like kind of grabs at her ribs and
What
sits back down.
happened? Other than just
Um,
like where were you?
it's okay that you don't remember. I was in your platoon.
I was telling so many people to do things.
Yeah, and
But
I get it.
also
Well,
it's I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
it's okay. I mean, you know, we were doing what you were saying, but also Aurelia was grabbing individuals of us and like sending us off to be like scouts through the other sections to see if any of the other parts needed help while you guys were, you know, fighting the main part. And I got sent off, and a couple paladins ran into us, and they just saw that I was a cleric. And
Yeah. I'm sorry. How long do you think you're going to be in here?
well, Jara's supposed to come in and do another round of healing soon, and they said that I should be able to leave by tomorrow, which seems crazy, but I mean, I'm not even a cleric. I wouldn't know, but apparently magical healing goes fast.
Yeah, I can vouch for it. It's pretty good.
I heard that some guy got shot through the head with an arrow, and then he came back to life.
Yeah. I was there. And then I repeatedly punched the guy who shot the arrow.
Oh, did Rendoshi resurrect him?
No. I don't think he can do that.
Oh.
That'd be
I
cool
thought he
though.
could do anything. I thought he could do anything.
He might be able to. I just don't know how often he wants to.
Okay.
I'm finding out that a lot of this stuff doesn't really have rules that make sense. So if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where Vondel has been. I know that's kind of been a hot topic. They're trying to grill Corvin and Aurelia right now to figure out who had them. And I'm kind of scared to say this, but if
I'm not gonna snitch.
it's not something like that. If Vondel's teachings are false, and she's, you know, maybe she is a chosen one, but she's not like the right one. You know, you talked about starting your own thing and wanting to do your own thing, keep the monks out of everybody else's stuff. And if you do that, I'd love to join your ranks, Theo.
I appreciate the sentiment. But I don't know how I'm feeling right now about getting a following. If people like what I'm doing, they're free to join. I'm not recruiting. I kind of really hate big organizations. I kind of really don't want to do that. I feel like it's against... I just talked about doing what I want. I want to do my own side. I feel like it would be wrong to force people onto it. If you know people who want to figure out what's supposed to be true and what was true from the beginning and didn't get tainted by years of corruption and holy war, and you know, they can come, but I'm not advertising.
I want to do that.
Okay.
And maybe if you don't like follower, maybe we could just be friends.
Monk!
Monks!
Monk! That's what I do, actually. I don't go for a handshake. I'm like, let's do it.
Monks!
Monk.
And she says,
Let's do it.
well, if you're not looking for followers, then I'd love to be your friend.
That works. I like that a lot better than followers.
We cut from that scene. You guys continue maybe chatting a little bit. Lorik, you are hanging out near the campfire, helping to carry some wood back and forth, helping to clean up a couple final things before we leave the forest. And you hear whimpering. What do you do?
I follow it. I hear noises. I go follow the noises.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Imagine if Megan said, I don't do anything. Like, no.
I Eldritch Blast in the direction I hear whimpering.
I pull out my gun.
A 4.
Interesting. You don't make players roll for things that you don't want them to fail. DM tip. I'm in charge. I can do whatever I want. So you hear it and you are able to follow. Into the wood, even on a 4, there's no other noises in the woods. Easy.
I think it's a bird. I'm looking for a bird.
Beautiful. That's exactly right. And you find, when you find this thing, it's similar to the wolf that you killed the other night, the dog that you were reminded of, that it reminds you of this dog that you killed the other night. But it's way smaller. It's like barely up to your shin.
You're one tiny ghost dog. What are you doing over here?
Laura can talk to animals, and the dog, this is for our players, this is a dire wolf, answers you in your head, says, oh, why, my mother's gone missing, and I'm not sure where she is. Well, stop laughing. Well, I suppose I'm just sort of looking for somebody else to take care of me, somebody to call my friend.
I love friends. I'm Lorik. When your mom went missing, like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. um, okay. I'm sorry about that happening. I'm sure whatever happened or didn't happen was, I'm sure, I love friends. Let's be friends. I'm Lauren.
Oh, all right. I love friends too. I'd tell you my name, but you can call me anything you want. What's my name? I don't know.
You don't have one? Oh. Even I had a name when I woke up. Let's call you. What are your pronouns, tiny dog?
Well, I don't have any.
Are you a boy dog or a girl dog?
I don't have any prior knowledge to answer that question, but for some reason, when you ask me for my pronouns, what I'm wanting to say is he, him.
Okay. Okay. Let's call you. We need a good name. We need like a strong name. Something with like a, like a kind of je ne sais quoi. A good name. Strong. Rocks are strong. I'm gonna call you Rock. Rock? Lorik.
Oh, well, hi, Lorik. I guess I'm Rock. Rock's a mighty fine name. I'm real excited to have it.
Great. Are you hungry? Are you bored? What do you want to do?
Well, whatever we do, I just hope that we do it together and forever and never leave each other's sides.
Perfect. That's what friends do, I think.
That's
What
what
my
my
friends
friends
have
did.
done. I met these friends. Oh, you'll have to meet my friends. I met these friends, and we haven't left yet. Except sometimes I I go other places, but normally I'm with them. It's really good having friends.
Um,
Yeah. Well, welcome to our yeah. Welcome to our envoy. That's the word everyone keeps using. Envoy.
Theo, go ahead.
This dog sounds like Judy Garland.
I thought Theo wanted to interject.
No. Well, bow wow.
Bow wow.
Bow wow. A certain je ne sais quoi. Okay. Yeah, you see that Rock goes, oh, well, sure, I'd be happy to meet your friends. I'd like to meet them right now, please.
Okay, I take Rock. Is everyone around? You said we're around a bonfire?
You are around a bonfire because you were helping to, like, set things up. You can, I'll say, like, you can, once we all get onto the carriage, you can introduce them, but I'll cut this scene for right now. Awesome. I must go to the bathroom. So.
I simply must piss.
Incredible. So before we pack up and you guys figure out the results of this cleric paladin like interview interrogation, and before you guys leave, Cyrus and Bart, is there anything that you're doing in this next 24 hours that you need to resolve?
No.
Great. Bart's just helping out. Anything for Cyrus just in these next 24 hours? Immediately following the battle.
Do I want to do this now or do I want to do this later?
I would say
Your bit? Your chance?
no.
No, not my bit.
I would say that now would be good.
Okay.
If you wanted it to happen in the forest, I'd do it now. If you want it to happen while you're traveling, you'll have time for that.
Sigh. Okay. All right. Where is everyone right now? Does everyone kind of doing their own thing?
Yana's still missing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We haven't decided where. Yeah. We gotta find out where our girl is. You do that first.
Cyrus, you pause. Don't talk. Okay, Kiana. Oh, my baby. Okay,
Baby.
Kiana. Talk to me. What's going on?
So after the conversation with Saramet, I remembered the name that time. Go me. That's my bit, remembering things. Yes, after the conversation, I kind of walk in a general direction, just anywhere in the woods. Can I make a perception check to see if I'm truly alone?
No, I'm just
No?
kidding. Yeah, go for
Okay.
it. No, go for it. Obviously, I'm kidding.
That's not much, a 10.
You what? In as self-preservation of a way as possible. Tell me what you're looking for.
I'm just gonna attempt to regroup with Nicholas in a demure manner. Very cutesy. Very mindful.
Someone mark off Jesse tries to use Gen Z slang. That should have been
Very
on our bingo.
demure.
That should have been on our bingo sheet.
Honestly.
Anyway. Yeah.
I just don't want to get caught, basically. Because
Caught by
Daddy's
Daddy?
gonna throw his shit if he finds out let's screw anything up, so.
Caught by Daddy. You don't want to be caught by Daddy, is that right?
I guess anyone that would report anything to Daddy, I guess.
Great. It takes a little bit of time on a 10, but you are able to find necklace.
Oh, I was gonna find him in a different way. I just want to make sure I was alone.
Yes, you're alone.
Okay. So I kind of walk around in circles, searching for a little bit, trying to find the remainings of Nicholas, and as a
Which you have the fixed pendant.
right, just yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say can't believe I'm doing this. I summon Germ. Go find it.
Okay.
And I summon Germ to find the rest of the remains of Nicholas.
Join.
To him.
Great. Germ.
Oh. So
What do you say to Necklace? I mean, not Necklace. What do you say to Germ?
I said go find the rest of Nicholas.
And truly, in a way that you're like, how does he move that fast? He starts in a path through the woods, starts weaving through trees.
Awesome. And I'm just gonna follow, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Try to keep up. Am I
right?
right? Incredible. You follow. Is there anything that you want to say when you find the remaining bit of necklace?
Hey. So okay, first and foremost, I'm sorry. That was a lot back there. Some things that probably I shouldn't have, and you know, it was just a lot. But I talked to Daddy, and he's gonna let us stay.
He is?
Yes. He wasn't too happy about it, but I assured him that Lorik will be by our side, and yeah, I tried to inform him that we're plenty capable of taking care of ourselves as well, in the case that Lorik is in a situation where he can't take care of us, but we can stay.
Thank you.
And I, in a way that, like, I can, I guess, I hug the necklace. And
Hug.
puts necklace on and finds way back to camp.
Kiana heads back to camp. Amazing. You guys noticed that Kiana was missing for a few hours, and then you see her walk back into the clearing like nothing happened. Lorik, you notice that whatever physical difference that you notice in the woods is no longer true. Kiana looks the same as she always does.
Hi, Lorik.
What do any of you say to Kiana as she returns?
Hi.
So, did I miss anything?
When
no?
did you leave? When you left determines how much you missed.
Oh,
Well-
were you here when Gilbert died?
He what?
So
He's fine now.
Oh,
I know I told... Okay. We've talked before about how dead people don't come back. Right, you remember that.
right. Yes, it was a very long
It happened
conversation, but
again. It happened again, but Gilbert's fine now.
okay. Well, I'm glad that he's fine. Who killed him?
Quinbert.
Surely not. Quimbert's a distinguished gentleman. He wouldn't have do such a
No,
thing.
he's not. He's
Yeah,
a dirty bastard.
he'll
He
beat the
got-
shit out of him.
He got what he deserved.
Okay, well,
Sorry, Kiana, that was kind of rude.
it's okay.
I'm still mad at him.
We've all been
No,
through
that
a
was
lot.
perfect.
He's just an ass.
We'll unpack all that tension later.
I'm done. I'm never gonna see him again.
Well,
For your sake, I hope so.
Never. I'm gonna close my eyes if I do.
So, is everyone else good? Did we manage to not get anyone injured or anything like that? Or
So where were you, Kiana?
well, I just kind of got lost on the way back. Everyone's ran so quickly, and my little legs couldn't keep up. And I just kind of got turned around.
Deception
can
check.
Maverick-
Cyrus insight check.
Yeah, that's what I was going for anyways.
Everyone else insight. Kiana deception.
I can't do
I gotta find my
perception.
deception.
No, you may not do
What if
perception.
I killed myself? Just insight? I believe in you. Oh, not really, actually. Sis!
19.
19.
Damn!
15.
I'm thinking about
13.
Quimbert.
He's seeing right through you.
Not me, I'm thinking about Quimbert.
Got a 15.
Anyone, hang with me. Anyone who rolled over a 15. This has been a silly session thus far, give or take. Maverick got a little inspirational moment here. This has been a silly session so far. Slow down with me for a second. As you hear Kiana give you a perfectly plausible lie that a little frog girl couldn't keep up, got lost in the woods. A girl who's never been to Imperia before. She's never been in the woods before. But those of you who rolled above a 15, let me ask you this, and you can show me with a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways. Thus far, in the time that you've known Kiana, do you trust her implicitly?
I only do this if I roll.
I'm a
No,
Kiana
Lorik, you
stan.
give me thumbs up. If you trust Kiana, give me a thumbs up. Okay, Maverick, you liar.
Lorik's just scared for his life. He's like, yeah, I believe you.
Your dad said I would die!
I must That's interesting. I was not expecting that answer from Maverick, genuinely, because she is a child. But anyway, I don't question character choices.
Yeah, is it Maverick that trusts her? Doesn't trust her? Or is it Danica?
Oh, Danica loves that little frog. Danica trusts her with. Danica
love
don't
that little
care.
frog.
If Kiana looked at Danica Smith in the eye and said, "I was in the woods and I got lost," I would go, "Yes, Queen, slay."
Yes,
Maverick is a politician,
There you
and
go.
damn,
That's
does
fair.
he know when people of that stature lie.
So let me rephrase what the check was for, Danica. This was not, do you believe she's lying or not? This is, in the past, have you trusted Kiana as someone who tells the truth? Yes. Or side, or whatever.
I think it's still the how it's like an angle because he hasn't been given a reason to not trust her. She hasn't he's never been given that reason, but because she's a princess, doesn't
Okay. Great.
trust.
I just wanted to make sure that you understood what the thumbs up system was for. All of you who hit that 15, you have had varying levels of trust, but most of you kind of a thumbs up or thumbs sideways level of trust for the Princess of Abyssinia. But right now, as she gives you this perfectly plausible explanation, you know she's lying to you.
I see. Well, you were missing for quite a while, Kiana. Did you get lost?
That's what I said. Yeah.
Hmm. It's just kind of weird. Why would you be off on your own?
Well, I was making sure so I didn't see anyone here at camp, and I started getting worried, and I just wanted to make sure that you guys were okay. So I just tried to find whoever I could find to help out and heal.
But you were supposed to stay in the infirmary, if I remember correctly.
Oh, and I did, yeah, and I did very well, and I helped them establish a very thought out system to where I would, have everyone organized, and we were running things really well, and I just thought I had that extra wiggle room to go.
Iris, it's Kiana. Right?
Hmm?
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's you seem a little scary again. It's Kiana, right?
Something is different.
And let me say right now, Cyrus, you notice, I think a little bit autonomously, Lorik steps in between Kiana and Cyrus here. Lorik, you know what your job is. Things seem to be getting a little testy. I think autonomously you take a step forward. Cyrus, you see this 8-foot-tall man takes a step forward, partially blocking your view to this little frog.
I haven't moved a step, Lorik. I'm just questioning the little lady.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you can get scary, and you doing that, and our friend.
Can Cyrus see if she can notice if Lorik knows anything? Does he seem unsurprised that she was missing whenever she came walking out of the woods?
Give me an insight check. And Megan, if you think that Lorik is trying to appear like he knows nothing, then you can give me deception or stealth. If you don't think he's trying to hide that at all, then just give me a persuasion check.
I'm feeling very targeted right now.
Hey, Cyrus is just doing what she does best.
Danica loves that little frog. Danica loves that little frog.
Loves that little frog.
I love that little frog.
It's a
Frankly,
17.
17 for Cyrus. What about Megan? I mean, Lorik.
Who's Megan?
17.
Ooh.
Old head.
Okay. Both of you go ahead and re-roll.
Just flat or just completely reroll? Completely. Damn. That's gonna be a 14.
13.
Oh.
Cyrus. You've had a long life, a long career. The types that you usually surround yourself with aren't the Maverick types, aren't the Kiana types. They aren't even really the Lorik types. But Kiana is lying. And her bodyguard knows something.
See, I don't take too kindly to being lied to. If something happened, but seems like you both are hiding something.
All right, fine. Lorik mentioned earlier, before the battle even began, about hearing voices in his heads, and it really worried me, and I was trying to see if I could help in any way, and like meet him after the battle, to talk with him more, and he just seems really not so sure and insecure about it, and it's just, I'm sorry that I.
Okay, Kiana.
Care so
Whatever you
much.
say.
Why do you care so much?
Oh, Lorik?
No, I'm talking to Cyrus. Why do you care?
I just thought it was a little strange. She went off, she comes back, something's
As if
different.
she's not
You
the
didn't
only
notice
one
anything?
who tells lies. How much do we know about you? Why do you get to ask her?
Why should I
think
have
it's
to
kinda
tell you
rude.
anything?
I'm not asking you to tell me anything. I'm asking, why do you think you can do that?
I'm not arguing with a kid.
And you're not
She
her
just-
bodyguard.
She just turns around, scoffs, storms off.
Hey,
Maverick.
hey guys. Oh.
Go ahead.
We don't need to fight like that. I think Cyrus is just really worried, and that's just how she shows how worried she is, because she's like emotionally constipated, so like,
Bart and Maverick. You see Cyrus, your bodyguard, your love interest, fighting with Theo, your best friend, your apprentice. In this moment, Cyrus walks away and goes in a different direction, and Theo stands here. What do either of you do? Are you getting involved? Are you stepping to one person or the other? What's going on? Lorik, I'm assuming you're staying with Kiana.
Lorik has not moved. Lorik is stood there. Has not moved.
Lorik, stand on business.
Maverick watches Theo move, watches Cyrus move. Then look down at Kiana, then look up at Lorik, and loudly address as if he's talking to the group, even as they're retreating. I think we've come far now. Start breaking down in trust with one another. And I can't say much for myself because, man, did I lie. But I think tensions are high. I think they just need to be as truthful with one another as possible when it comes to certain things that could affect the whole party. He's like looks at Kiana. Just goes, Princess? He's gonna follow Theo.
Said I'm not leaving anywhere. I was just staying there. Wherever
Yes.
we go. Yeah.
Theo didn't leave. Cyrus,
Okay.
as Maverick says this to the group, do you stop even reluctantly to listen to what he says?
I think that she has her hand in her pocket, a piece of paper folded up in there, and she pauses for a moment, but continues onward.
So Cyrus walks away to cool off. Bart, do you stay where you are? Do you follow one or the other?
Think Bart doesn't like when everyone fights. It's not fun. It's not nice.
Sorry, Bart.
I think he tells the group, like, guys, I don't know what's happening at all. I'm really confused. But regardless if you guys lie or anything, I still trust all of you a lot. You could lie to my face and I'll still trust you. So, let's just not fight and cause any rifts between us, okay? We can just talk it out without getting too angry. And then, I'll go follow Cyrus. Because I don't want her to go alone.
Oh. Bart, you trail after Cyrus. Before you two even leave earshot, you hear, Senator Maverick! Senator Maverick! As,
Oh. Man.
Jero from earlier comes up and he goes, oh, wait, don't walk away, to the Varanthians that are walking away. We have a verdict of the Paladins and the Clerics. And do the Varanthians come back?
Cyrus stands at a distance, still clearly very agitated, but she'll listen.
Okay. We put both the leader of the Clerics and the Paladins under a Zone of Truth spell in separate areas, which, if you don't know, is a spell that requires the person under it to tell the truth. And I'm afraid that both of them, under magical oath, have sworn that they did not kidnap the monks.
Yeah, shocker.
Shut up! Shut up!
No one's talking to you.
I throw my nunchucks at her.
I catch it.
Give me an attack roll. Give me an attack roll.
Oh. Whoa.
I love beeping.
Guys.
Maverick, would you like to give Theo disadvantage on this roll?
Yeah. He's gonna try and catch him.
Theo, disadvantage.
I hate you, Dad.
Listen, you can do this later, just not here. Not here.
Maverick's gonna
honor
Maverick's gonna dad teenage girl lift Theo over his shoulder, nope.
14.
Does that hit Cyrus?
My armor class is 14.
Meets it.
Even despite Maverick's attempt to put a hand up and go, whoa! And try to maybe even try to teenage, dad of teenage daughter, pick her up and be like, no. As you're picking Theo up to be like, nope, and sling her over your shoulder, you throw these nunchucks, and they go ahead.
I'll clarify. I'm not hitting for damage. It's
absolutely. And in a very cosmetic way, just hits her in the head and falls off behind Cyrus.
Unbelievable.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Are you kidding me?
Theo?
No.
Theo.
Shut up. Shut up.
Theo.
I
understand that she's being ridiculous. I understand she's being ridiculous. But we cannot do this right now. Not do this right now. I will let you throw nunchucks at her later, but right now, Anna went missing, just came back. We're all getting together trying to figure this out together. But right now, Cyrus, you have got to keep your mouth shut. I understand the want to say smart-ass things, but just not right now. We have all been through a lot in the last few days. Do we understand that? We do. Went through it together. So let's get this straight right now. We cannot do this. Not right here. So let's just listen to what the man has to say.
Kiana's
Please.
crying.
Princess,
Would you like to leave?
I just want to go in my barrel, please.
Let's go.
Do you like uppies for Lorik?
Take me away.
Lorik picks up Kiana and we walk away.
No, this is very serious.
Sorry.
Abysalia walks away. Varanth is standing in a distance.
Very serious. Very serious.
No way. No way. No fucking way.
Chat, clip that.
Chat.
Flip that.
Come back.
I'm gonna cry. Varanth, no, guys,
I'm gonna
please.
throw up.
Abysalia walks away. Varanth stands at a distance. Imperia, at the moment, is the senator has a angry teen slung over his shoulder. Is this the great Arcanian envoy? For power, for glory, for alliance? Is this who will investigate and avenge Tandem Arcanum's death? Jarrow, the druid, is sitting there talking to Maverick. And he says, listen, like I was talking to you about earlier, we appreciate what you've done here. But this is not where the Holy War began, and it's not where it will end. You have other things to attend to, clearly. And we can take care of ourselves, and we're going to ask you to continue on your envoy and to leave the Enchanted Forest. But we will be in letter contact with you if we find out anything further about the whereabouts of the monks.
Thank you. I got it. Got the. All right. Well, I will keep in touch with you. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Cool.
Yeah, good to see you, brother.
Yep.
You guys, somehow, I think that in the state we're in, although mad at each other, everyone would get into the carriage in order to leave.
Yeah. I want to get the hell out of here.
Who's sitting with who? We're in a one-room carriage now.
Oh,
What's the
great.
seating arrangement?
In my barrel.
This is
I'm by the window.
fucking great.
Whatever window there is, I'm by a window.
I'm next to the
To the
barrel.
barrel.
Cyrus is closest to the door, wherever that is.
Man, I wish I had a barrel. I'll sit next to Cyrus.
Let's all get our barrels.
Can we all get a barrel?
Mav.
I'm sitting next to Theo.
Okay. Is there anything else that people need to do before they leave the forest?
As we get into the carriage,
Lorik does a loud whistle, and Rock jumps in the carriage and sits on my lap.
Oh, where'd you get a dog?
Woof?
What? Wait! Don't tell me you're
Do
gonna.
you talk to
Name the dog. I don't. You shouldn't have a dog.
No. No, I did just say that. I'm sorry. It was an impulse.
This is Rock, and he's going to be joining us. This is our
His name
new
is
member.
Rob.
Yes, his name is Rock. Maverick, please let me come.
That's a really good name. Where did you get the dog?
Yeah, that's a good name.
I found him. He found me. We're sort of,
Does- Lorik,
bonded.
Shouldn't the dog go back to its family though? We can't just take in like a wild dog. It belongs out there.
This dog is. Hey, Rock.
Oh, yes?
Do you want to come on this trip with us?
Oh, Lorik, I'd like to go anywhere that you're going.
He said he's coming.
You know what? Alright. I'm gonna trust that. Out of everything I've heard today, I'm gonna trust that.
Maverick, we
Hold
had
on.
talked.
Wait. I just have a
ahead.
clarification question for timeline. How long between when Kiana came back? Like, what's the timeline of? Did we leave the day that we got Kiana back, or was it a night? And
It
I'm
has
just
been
trying to.
It has been since the battle, and I assume Kiana came back later that night. Since the end of the battle, it has been a full 48 hours.
Okay.
So
we've
then I'll
been-
ask you
yeah.
really quickly, before we do that. Maverick, you had talked at one point about wanting to try to do some kind of spiritual connection in the forest. If that's not something you want to do, we'll move on. If it is, great.
Yeah, I think with everything that just happened, I don't think Maverick has a lick of that in his mind right now.
Okay.
He's gonna have to come back for that.
Now, this being 48 hours since that argument. In between the argument and this, we had Theo saw Autumn again. Maverick was given his gift.
The dog.
Or get a dog.
The dog. How do you envision, specifically Theo and Cyrus, how do you envision the tension at this point, 48 hours later? Dissipated, lessened? Talk to me.
Cyrus never had any, problem with Theo until she started snapping back at her. I think she's still more stuck on the fact that Kiana is different and she knows it and she's frustrated as to why no one else is addressing it. Like, why is everyone mad at her for trying to find out why?
I think Theo is more or less acting normal. I think it's that thing where it's like it's normal, like average behavior, but like still pissed. And I think she is ignoring Cyrus. Not that I think Cyrus would be talking to her, but unacknowledging. Not starting anything, not doing anything, but just.
And I think Lorik and Bart's feelings about this were pretty clear. Maverick, do you attempt to talk to either of these women?
The women,
Ooh.
am I right?
Cat fight.
Well, that's a great question. A little bit. I think Maverick does try to talk to Theo first and explaining that while he is all for showcasing emotions, especially big emotions like that, there's a time and a place to do it, and that was a bad place to do it, while also making it clear, same thing for Cyrus, that was a bad place for her to have tried to call out a friend for something that really did happen. It was both a bad place, but not bad. he can't be mad at Theo. He can't be mad at Cyrus. He just is like, you can't throw a pair of nunchucks at someone in the face and you hit her. And I mean, nice throw, but Jesus, kiddo, can't do that in front of the druids or really anyone. That's like a private quarters kind of thing.
We don't have a private quarters anymore.
This carriage.
I'm not waiting for the carriage to talk.
I get it. Talking's fine, just the nunchuck part. Not.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't feel bad. That was
I don't want you to
bullshit.
feel bad.
That was bullshit. Why the hell does she think she can say something like that?
Which part?
It's about Kiana. I just don't understand. Truly, I'm not as mad about that anymore. I was just confused. I don't know why she cared so much. We just got out of a battle. Why do you care where everyone was? Whatever. I'm not worried. She acted as if acting as if it was a common understanding that we knew that either side wasn't involved. She's acting as if she's placing bets. It's not bets. It's people. It's my people. It's your people.
No.
I don't get why she thinks she can just do that. It's not stupid. It's not some bet. There's people missing. That's it. Maybe I'll say sorry for hitting her. Not for what I said. But that'll be a minute.
That's fine. I don't think anything you said is wrong. I get it. I don't know why she says that kind of thing. I don't really know why she says that kind of thing in general. Being flippant about that kind of thing, that is a person's own personal issues that they have to work out amongst themselves. I'm not excusing it. It was fucked up. She shouldn't have said it. I think everyone is more scared, and certain people are more scared than they would like to admit they are. You just can't break down now as a group. We're getting shit on by everyone else around us. The last thing that we need to do is shit on each other. I'm not saying you shit on it. I'm just saying you gotta figure out a different way to go about things.
Not my usual method.
Ew, that kind of shocked me. I'm not gonna lie. So,
when in Rome. Wait, there's no Rome. Fuck.
What the fuck is Rome?
What's the capital of what's the capital of Imperium?
Misthaven.
When in Misthaven.
Yeah, kiddo, when in Misthaven. I think to Cyrus, it's a very different conversation. Of kind of going up to her and just being like, I know you don't mean anything bad by what you said. And freedom of speech and say what you want. Talk how you want. Be blunt. That is what I love about you. But being cruel is not something I particularly enjoy. You can be cruel sometimes. You have to remember that these are people that Theo has grown up with. That Theo has gone to cool with. We can't act flippant about this situation. I know this isn't a fight you want to be in. But as a group, we cannot do this. I'm not telling you to not be blunt, but I'm telling you need to watch sometimes what you say. How you say it to people.
Did no one else notice? It's like sometimes no one else is paying attention. Everyone can poke and prod at me. That's been happening the past few days. Everyone's like, oh, you have to speak your mind, you have to share your emotions, you have to talk about it. Why do I have to share anything? The second I ask questions, everyone suddenly has a problem with it?
Yeah. You know why? It would be like if someone told me that they had a bastard son in the capital city that they didn't take care of and I went, well, that's fucked up. Those words can't come out of my mouth. I'm doing the same thing. You can't go and ask deep questions and prod at people's lies and their truths when you're not upfront about yourself. That's why there was anger there. That's why that happened the way it did. Because if you get to be secretive, then Kiana gets to be secretive. No one's coming at you. No one's poking and prodding at you.
Cyrus.
You're just in a new situation where people care a lot about you, and I don't think you know what to do with that.
Cyrus. Give me an insight check with advantage because it's on yourself.
Oh, 15.
With advantage?
Oh, I got it. Oh, hang on. Yeah, with advantage, y'all. Oh, nat 20.
Oh, yeah.
Very much in a way that makes you wildly uncomfortable. Maverick said, you know, you speaking your mind's one thing that I love about you, but this is what was wrong about that. He talks about your flippant attitude towards Theo's people. You think back to one of the first things that you heard about Maverick Tashot III, which was that he hated your people. And you think about how that ended up not being true. That rumor outweighs truth most of the time, and you found that to be true many, many times since. And you realize, I think, that something that's a very sensitive topic to you, people discriminating against Varanthians, you realize that you've done the same thing to the monks. That even though you weren't necessarily discriminating against them, you were taking their plight and their kidnapping, their disappearance. Theo's people are in real danger. They are seriously not doing well. And I think in a rare Cyrus moment, you're able to put yourself in their shoes a little bit and say, if Maverick said that about the Varanthians, then everything that I ever thought about him before I met him would have been proved right. And you think about how angry that would have made you. And you think about, you begrudgingly realize, Pretty Boy's got a point. And he said that your fire, your passion, your standing up for what you believe in is one of the things that he loves about you. And you think about your father. You think about your uncle. and you think about all of the hate that spewed from their mouths, all of those years that turned into angry fists against skin. And you think about their flippant attitudes towards world events and people, real people that were dying, that were hurt, that were in trouble. And you think about how your anger has been really good for your job. Great for your job. Your flippant attitude, as Maverick put it, has been great for your job. But for some reason, on this Nat 20 insight check on yourself, something that the senator says strikes a chord in you. And I think that Cyrus doesn't like feeling like that anymore. There's something in you that feels bad about being flippant or being prodding or being closed off. All the things that you hated so much about your father and your uncle that you hoped wouldn't be passed down to you. Talk more about that, Cyrus.
Man, I hoped so hard and I told myself I would never become them, but look at me now. But they'd be laughing in my face. Just got so mad. She's just standing there, staring at me, and I can tell she is lying. And she has the audacity to try and lie a second time. I know that this envoy was not by choice for all of us. But I still don't trust everyone in it. Man, if Kai wasn't disappointed in me now, he sure is. If that even was Kai. I really am just... sorry, angry fool. Isn't that right, Uncle? Oh, man. He would have loved to have seen me in that forest instead of Kai. He would have said I was just like him. And he'd be right. Just want to leave this forest. I want to go home. When are we even leaving anyways? Why are we still here?
We're even. And off to do some other big project that the envoy has to go and do. I get your anger. I really do. But you cannot let it consume you anymore. Not the way I did. Not the way your family did. You're just going to become nothing.
Maverick, you notice Probably. I would imagine Cyrus wipes it away very quickly, but you notice one tear fall up to Cyrus's eye.
Cyrus. And I think Maverick hugs Cyrus. One of those big, like, strong hugs. He sets his hand on the back of her head and just whispers in her ear, "You just gotta let go. Gotta let go."
Can't. Because if I do, what would I have left?
You'd have strength, you'd have fight, and you'd have power. All anger does is poison all those things. Make it into something never supposed to be. You'd have stuff, Cyrus. Your anger is not you. Not how people work.
And she just kind of pulls something out of her pocket and she hands it to Maverick. That was something I got in the mail a few days ago. And who knows how long ago it was from. And so she hands it to you. Do you take it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maverick, you unroll this piece of paper, and Josie, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the letter from Troy, right? This is a letter from what you gather, or I think Cyrus might have even mentioned it, is her crime contact back in Varanth, Troy, explaining that he is in jail and bail money cannot be sent across international waters, and he needs his boss, the executioner, to come and bail him out ASAP.
Maverick reads it. Oh, go on. What were you going to say?
No, you go. You go. You're good.
Maverick reads it and holds it back neatly. Cyrus, that's something you want to do?
He needs me. I've been stuck on this for whoever knows how long now. He's just been back there by himself. Now he's in trouble. And I've been going off sucked into a war that I have nothing to do with and have no interest being a part of.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we can figure something out for this, but this is something that you're dedicated to, that you want to do for someone, by all means. I don't know where we're going to make it back. I don't know when you're going to make it back to your grant. I know you hate being here. That's pretty clear.
Cold. So cold and far away, and everything is weird and confusing.
Part of being in a new place. No, it's not your home. Get it? And maybe that's why you can't let go, be free from what's troubling you, but I can't possibly imagine what I can do for you right now. Help me help you. What can I do for you right now?
Don't worry your pretty little head about it. It's for me to handle. It's for someone not from your world can do.
Oh, that's cool. You think I don't know how to do crime stuff? I only murdered 2 people in my close family. No biggie. I've only dug a hole in the ground to bury someone. No big deal. Not my world, right? Cyrus, please. We'll find a way to fix it. I'm gonna pretend like I don't know anything about the crime stuff you do. My pretty little head will not reflect on any of that part of it. We'll figure it out. You just need to accept. Oh, every once in a while. I'm not gonna have a pretty girl kiss me and then go, but no, it's fine. Don't help me. That's not how that works at all. We'll figure it out.
Can't have you scarring up that pretty face of yours anymore. Don't worry your pretty little head about it.
Oh man. I'm in so deep and you just kisses on the cheek and just goes, find a time, maybe reflect, maybe write an apology to Theo. If you don't mean one, then you don't mean one. I can't make you do anything you don't want to do.
I mean,
But
she threw nunchucks
goddamn.
at me.
And you didn't deserve it? That was a good throw. One. I mean, I went to hit it. Yeah, I mean, that was a good ass throw. So, props to her. I mean, I already talked to her. Look, I can't fight the way we're fighting like that in public. That's a carriage conversation. That is not a, let's be in front of a bunch of druids that we just fought a holy war with and their forest and home got burned down and beef with each other. That's not something we can do. And me and you are a little bit too grown to be acting that way.
Fine.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Let's
Awesome.
just get out of here.
With
Out
that,
of where?
with that sweet moment, we had like a cute little cheek kiss, and then we had like again. But yeah, so we have Maverick scolding his teen daughter, essentially, in that scene, her going, "You don't understand!" And then a very sweet full circle moment. Okay. We cut. You all get back in your carriage. We leave the Enchanted Forest. Bilbert? Bilbert? Nay. Bilbert is driving the carriage, as always. My king. Quinbert.
You're not gonna do a voice for him?
No fucking way.
Quinbert is sitting
fucking-
next to him on the front bench, and they seem to be talking and chatting, and they're kind of friends a little bit.
When
And
you almost kill someone.
I can't do this. I can't
And
do
if
this.
you-
I can't
if-
be here.
So listen. If you were to glance through the front flaps, you might notice that her hands are touching a little
No
bit
way!
on the bench.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So anyway, epistolary phase.
Simply no.
Oh,
Epistolary
we're just
phase.
cutting.
Hey,
We're just
hey,
cutting
you
from
can't-
that.
Hey, you can't do that.
Cut. So
Yeah.
as you guys leave, you finally have time to sit down and read all these letters that we read a few sessions ago. It is now the 25th day of Mistwood, if someone would write that down. The 25th day of Mistwood. Everyone can now answer their letters. A few of you got a few more, but not everyone did. Theo, you get to read yours for the first time. We have the letter from Rory talking about Bart.
Hold on.
I'm just recapping what everyone got. You
Yeah.
already know this. Theo, you got the one from your sister talking about Bart, and you got the one from your mother talking about her marital problems and some encouraging words to you about being the one true monk. Bart, you got one letter that just says gongo in big words, big letters, and one from your dad's talking about your new songs to remember that you're really there to write music, so don't beat yourself up over the combat, and don't be discouraged about your archery. Kiana, Tobert begged you to reconsider. Daddy clarified your marriage rule. Lorik, you got a restraining order from Governor Garrick. The orphanage sent you a thank you letter for your paintings. Cyrus, you got an apology from Joel and several job offers and the letter that you showed Maverick. Maverick, you got your Clementine letter about Cedric, about your son. Joel, apology and a bunch of business and will updates. And Seraphina, gossip with your sister Avriel. And all of you had received that letter from the governor saying hey, ha ha ha, are you guys okay? Haven't seen you in a few days. Or haven't heard anything back from you in a few days. I saw you went, somebody said that you went to the Enchanted Forest, LOL, is that true?
Did you do that?
And, however, Maverick, you receive an appointment card from Joel. This is the kind of thing that is sent to you when you've been signed up to go to an event. You get this appointment card that just says that reminding you that you are going to be debating Dawn Smalls for re-election for Empyrean Senator on the first day of Emberglow. Today's the 25th day of Mistwood. Emberglow is the next month. So you have 5-ish days. The first day of Emberglow, you're going to have your debate with Dawn Smalls. They said that because they know that you're on this envoy, they've picked an event space that you will be passing anyways. So, not to worry, you are already on your way to the library that is near that event space. So, he said that he will give you talking points when you get there to hit during your debate. List the address right around the port, just over this mountain range that you guys are going to cross soon. Cyrus, you get a return to sender from the last thing that you sent. When you sent 500 gold to Troy, he's in jail, it gets sent back to you. Return to sender, you have 500 gold extra. Okay. Hello. I'm gonna have Maverick start with your first letter that you send back. You guys get out of the Enchanted Forest. The sun is bright. You can see the sun out from this canopy of trees. 2 more letters fall into the carriage, but you guys finally have pigeon access so that you can stop at a pigeon booth and send out all these letters.
Pigeon service.
Maverick, talk to me about your first letter.
Sweet. Maverick is going to send a letter first to Clementine. Says Clemmy, hearing all my lady, you really scared the shit out of me. I never meant to hurt your feelings, but I understand where you're coming from. But I mean what I said. I really need to grow up, and doing that to be a better man as an example for our son. Someone better than what I had. I would hate for him to become what I've become and take 20 years to realize the damage I've done. And I do agree, I want us to be the best of friends Clementine has always been. That is not going to change, I promise. Other news, it seems my mother has hidden away 6,000 gold pieces under my father's nose in the trust fund. I've inherited my own portion, 1,500 gold pieces, and will be putting in 500 to Cedric's trust fund. I'll have to talk to Joel about it, but that is my intention. The 500 gold piece was from Cedar's account, and I don't feel right ever taking that money. It is not mine to own. Thank you, I forgot to tell anyone about my birthday. Forgot is in quotes. Don't worry, I'll be coming soon to see you and Cedric. I miss you both dearly. I also had an interesting time in the forest. Battle went as smooth as a battle would. I felt like a sexist spitting on a woman in battle, and felt even worse for telling the damn murderer that I wasn't hurting her because she's a girl, but because she sucked. I think I gotta work on that. I cried to Theo too. It was enlightening. Hope to see you soon, Clemmy. I really miss you. Also, if you get any visions about me having sick ass powers now, let me know. Love you, Mav. P.S. Check the letter from Afriel. That's the first one he sends.
Wait, what was the last line about Afriel?
Expect a letter from Afriel.
Gotcha. Okay. Who has multiple letters that they know they're sending? I know Maverick does. Okay, Kiana, go ahead.
I believe I had the help of Bart from last time. Got the letters to just like lay the law down on Tobert and be like more blunt with.
I do not want to court you. Send.
And P.S. You smell like
stinky. You smell like toast.
And then the only other one is. So I'm just gonna read what I have written. I actually wrote down something, and yeah. Dear friend, I hope this letter finds you well. I want to apologize if I have caused you any offense. It was never my intent, as I deeply respect you and the strength that you bring to our envoy. I've cherished our time together, and I value the trust that we are building as a group. Your resolve and courage inspire me, and I hope that we can continue to work towards the greater good, and not just as comrades, but as friends. Thank you for being steadfast, even when the path is difficult. I look forward to what lies ahead, and I hope that in time we can truly lie on one another. With respect, Princess Kiana. And I slipped that in Cyrus's note bag.
Oh,
I zoned out. You'll have to send that to me. I didn't hear it.
no way.
A Cyrus moment.
It works. It kind of works because Cyrus doesn't know the letters in there.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. It makes sense narratively.
Yeah. Does anyone other than Maverick have 2 or more letters to send?
I think I'm not 2 or more. I just have one quick one.
Okay, go ahead, Theo.
I think I'm just gonna send a letter to my family as a whole, not specifically like to Imig or Mom or Rory or whatever. I think I'm just gonna let them know, like, hey, got out of the Enchanted Forest. Things went okay. I think it doesn't seem like the monks are with the paladins or the clerics. Don't know when I'm going to find an answer for that. Think I figured some stuff out? Don't know. How can I ever know? Let me know if anything happens. Love, Theo.
Awesome. Maverick, give me your next one.
One is to Joel. Joel, you've always been a mean one. I understand your family history. You've always had a hard time expressing yourself with all those lovely family around. I get the reason you get so upset. I've also been improper in my action, and it takes 2 to tango. I just need you to understand that I am serious about pursuing Cyrus. I really, really am, okay? If you're fine with that, then I'm sure we can be okay ongoing. We can discuss further. On the other hand, thank you for taking care of the finances. Head and budget Mama and Sissy's allowances. Make sure it's a hefty amount. They deserve it. I'm glad Mama's doing well. Can we see about expanding her studio space? And I may have sent a letter to Grandpa, kindly telling him to be calm. Maybe. As for politics, I'm sure to read over any talking points you send. A few good stories myself from the envoy that I'm sure I can use in my. Regarding Afriel, I got her letter. I'm horrified as a brother. As she's my ward, there is nothing to worry about. Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to talk further about that. I'll inform Clementine of the trust fund. I do want to tell Cedric prior to going big with it in public that I'm his dad. I think it'd be a little fucked up if he just heard about it on the news. But coming soon, yes, I do wish to go public. We'll talk soon. I love you, Maverick.
Amazing. Great. Bart, you got any letters?
Yes. Okay.
Great.
So, I have not heard from my dads. That sucks. I'm gonna write a letter to my dads. I'll be like, hey, Dad, 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 and Dad. I've heard from you guys a bit. How are you? Is, which dad is the sick one?
Clarity.
Is Clarity okay? Is Papa Clarity okay? Just thinking about you guys. Right back soon. Love you, Bart. And then I'm going to take the letter I got from Gonko. I happen to have 5 candles in my bag. I'm going to take one of those out. I'm also going to use prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Oh, with that candle.
Prestidigitation.
And then I will light that bitch up. I'm gonna get the gongo slip and I'm gonna burn it. And then I'm gonna throw the ashes out the window.
Good job, Devin. Devin used the spell. Yay!
Oh my
Throw
goodness.
that ash out the window.
Oh.
And then I want to think about how terrified I am that this motherfucker
Great.
is real. I'm gonna brew
Great.
in that fear a little bit. And then I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Hold up. You know what? This could be a good song. I'm gonna pull my lute out. My lute. Think a little bit. Okay. Deep breath. And then I'm gonna pass out. On Cyrus' shoulder.
You hit your head on the side of the carriage and land on Cyrus' shoulder.
Bart? Bart? Maverick? Bart? Okay, good night.
It looks fine.
Cause
Okay.
another
It's fine.
forest fire with the ashes you throw out of the window.
That's so funny.
Incredible. Maverick, do you have 4 total? Is that right? Okay, give me your next one then, and then we'll do Lorik.
Got so many bitches to send messages to.
Just be messaging.
He is a politician. Like, he has
That
a
is
lot to
true.
keep up
He
with.
would get the most mail.
And he's the worst at keeping up with it.
Brooke has 8,000
one-
unread text messages.
Yeah. The next one he's sending is to Afriel.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
You could ever.
Wait. Okay, so
Start over,
what
you
was-
cut out.
Sorry, what was the letter from Afriel? What was it? I don't think I was there.
You weren't. She messaged Maverick and said, okay, don't be mad. I did not know that it was improper for me to be sending letter correspondence to my fiance before us getting married. Joel said that you might be mad at me, so here's the letters that we sent. And she sent copies of all the letters that her and Seraphina had sent back and forth. And it's all very tame. Like, it's very
so
like
funny.
getting to know each other.
Hi,
And she
what's
also
your
said
favorite color?
she also said, someone's going to have to explain to me what happens on the wedding night. Someone must. I don't care who, someone has to tell me. So
Oh, cute.
She asked her brother to tell her what happens. Afriel, there is nothing you could ever ask me forgiveness for. As you could do nothing wrong. And perhaps asking your big brother about intercourse. Yes, that is what happens on your wedding night, Peanut. I'm so sorry to say that.
I'm so sorry you have to have sex.
I simply cannot explain it to you, as I do not do that. As for the pre-marriage correspondence, I see nothing wrong. That is a non-issue in my eyes. I think it was very mature to get into contact with your soon-to-be beloved and get to know them. I'm just happy you are happy. I don't know what side saddle means. Of course you can have an allowance. I've already handled that with Joel. As for your letters, I did not read them. I didn't need to. I think you have a right to your privacy. I will say, as you do not need your brother to explain to you sex, that you should contact Clementine. I've enclosed where you can contact her below. Love you a lot, Peanut. I cannot wait to see you. Love, Maverick. P.S. Why do you wrap P.S. and then wrap something after P.P.S.? Why do you add on to P.S.? Just say it in the letter, goober. That's the end of that letter.
Okay, incredible. Lorik, let's hear it.
Lorik wants to write back to the group of art children that he wrote to and then received a letter back from. Hi, my friends. I'm so glad. I've lost my Lorik voice. Hold on. I'm so happy to hear that you love art, because I love art, and there's something so special about art and painting. It has a sort of je ne sais quoi about art that is just so special. It's almost like magic, and I'm so happy you like art. I hope you keep learning. I'm still learning art too. The other day, that art can even help people with their feelings. And in the margin, he's drawn little like stick figures of Maverick and Cyrus with a little heart between it. It can help people, even people that aren't you, express their feelings. It looks like that. It can also express how you feel. If you're happy, you draw sunshine. And if you're sad, you draw rain. But I think art can also make your friends feel happy when they are sad. At least I hope it will. Drawing, keep painting, and I sign it, your friend Lorik. And then I put ink on Rock's paw, and he stamps it. And so I write next to it, Arrow, Rock. And then I go, P.S. I got a dog. His name is Rock. And then I draw a little picture of Rock. And that's the end, and I send the letter.
That's gorgeous.
Incredible. Does Lorik have any other letters that he's going to send? Does Bart have any other letters that he's going to send? Okay. Does Theo have any?
I got no
Great.
mail.
Cyrus, go ahead with yours.
Alright, so she got 4 letters. 1 from Troy, 1 from Joel, and 2 job-related. So I think she'll probably... She hasn't opened... Well, no, she did open them, I think. So she's going to... She did open them? I kind of want to pretend she didn't.
Pretend she didn't. You're
Okay,
in
she did.
charge.
Yippee! So she opens up the first one, and it's like... Basically, like, can you get rid of my ex-wife? She's keeping my kids away from me. She doesn't want anything to deal with that. That's too messy. She ignores that one. She pulls out the second one. And says, Executioner, this crime guy keeps blackmailing me. Help. With the conversation with Mav still fresh on her mind, she does hesitate in writing back for just a moment, but then she is reminded by the almost like weight of the letter from Troy in her pocket. And she knows that getting him out won't be easy. However it may be, just simply bail or whatever. I mean, she's wanted herself. So she knows all the cash. Money talks. It's the world she lives in. So she writes back a letter. Saying, I'm interested. Time and place. Signed, Executioner. And before she throws that, she keeps it. Then she gets to the letter from Joel. Basically just apologizing and telling her that if she needs anything, let him know. She reads it for a second. She is so mad. She just crumples it up completely. And just tosses it out the window.
Into the forest fire. Got it.
Yep.
And that bar started.
Feed the fire.
We just put the fire out and
Great. Cyrus, I assume you have one more, or are you done?
No. She also had one from
Kiana.
No. Well, she doesn't know about that one yet.
Well, yes, Kiana and what was your other one?
The one from the governor.
Yes, the governor being
whatever
like,
his name was.
Okay. If you guys also just want to say that, like, between all of you, you guys all write one letter to be like, hey, we're fine. Sorry, we're in the Ancient Force. Like, if you just want to give him kind of a basic update, totally fine.
Hey, sorry, had to stop a fire.
So Cyrus, you do find and read this letter from Kiana. Before we resolve that, Maverick, give me your last letter.
Yeah.
His last letter is going to be to Cedric. Hello, my darling boy. Keep it short and sweet, sent to no kids your age probably don't have much for letters or reading. That didn't. I was your age. I wanted to write and tell you how much I miss you. How's school? How's life with your mama? Do you need anything from me? What are kids doing nowadays? Back in my day, he just does ... Never mind. I'm not going to give you any ideas. Hope all is well. We'll be visiting soon. Apologize for not sending anything sooner. It's hard to write when you're in a enchanted forest that's on fire and people are shooting arrows at you. Love you always, Maverick.
Incredible. And Cyrus. You're muted, baby.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. She was probably like going through her bag looking for something to write with and maybe noticed another letter and she didn't think of anything of it until she finished her letter and then probably went back to it. She kind of just stares at it for a moment. She doesn't quite know what to say and she was not expecting to be like confronted about it, especially with like kind of like a kindness. Like she doesn't really know how to react to it. She was like, we're just gonna blow up at each other and then it'll be fine and we'll just go away. So kind of reading that letter, she's shocked. I think that she'll probably keep a hold of it for now and think about it. I don't think she'd come to a conclusion right away.
Okay. Any other letters to be sent in our epistolary phase? Okay. You all continue on to the last library on this side of the mountain range. If it is not this one, you are going to have to travel through an old coal mine, through the Empyrean mountain range, to get to the library on the other side of the mountains, which, Maverick, you know, you're going to have to go there anyway, because that side of the mountain is where your election event space is. But you are all tired, begging for this to be over. You are ready to find this Terrador information that you've been looking for how to get through the Terradorian border. Let's just find it, get it over with, so we can get this envoy over with. You all pull up outside of this dirty, run-down looking library. It is now the 27th day of Mistwood, if somebody would write that down. It is an old library, creaky, big columns out front. Has like worn down brick and rickety wooden porch out in the front. You all get out of the carriage, hitch up the horses. Bilbert stays outside with Quinbert, with the horses. And as you all head inside, as you open these doors, you walk in, and all of you see bodies hanging, suspended from the ceiling, upside down in some weird kind of like cocoon, some kind of weird like net system. And you can see very clearly that their blood is draining from their bodies and going onto the floor. Theo, you look around and recognize the faces of your classmates. Your roommate, Eva, your bully, Trander, and standing in the middle, running this blood bank, is a horrifyingly beautiful woman with sharp, vampiric teeth. And that's where we'll end this session.
You're watching Terrador's Trespass, a Shattered Alliance on Disney Channel. No, I'm just kidding. And we got copyrighted.
And we're sued.
Yeah,
and suddenly we are banned from the internet.
Right. Are you tired of regular D&D campaigns that make sense? Looking to spice things up with explicable clues, baffling puzzles, and random inside jokes that only certain people at the table understand? Well, introducing Birthday Campaign Chaos, the adventure where the plot is tainted with confusing birthday bits. What a better way to celebrate a friend's special day than by derailing the narrative with clues that only they understand. Birthday Campaign Chaos. Confusion is the ultimate party gift. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. We greatly appreciate all the support we've gotten so far. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, ring that bell so that you're notified whenever videos come up of not only this campaign, but other campaigns that we're working on too. We love you so much, and thank you all.
Bye.